Right now, an Ohio court is working to decide the future of our schools.
EdChoice, also known as the voucher program, lets students attend private schools with public dollars. And right now, hundreds of public schools, including some in our area, say the program is not constitutional.
Laura Sandlin joins us live this morning. Laura, what are those schools arguing exactly?
Heather, Sophia, public schools across the state argue that EdChoice goes against Ohio's promise of an efficient public school system. However, officials say that this allows families to make the best decision for their student. More than 300 public schools, including Sylvania and Washington Local, argue EdChoice program is unconstitutional because it lets students in underperforming schools use public school dollars for private schools. They say as their students leave for private schools, their public schools lose critical funding. But Attorney General Dave Yost argued in favor of the program, saying it gives families the opportunity to send their children to schools best suited for their needs. In 2025, a Franklin County judge ruled EdChoice unconstitutional, but the program continued after going through the appeals process. Washington Local School Superintendent Christy Martin sent WTOL 11 a statement about the case, reading in part, quote, "Public schools exist to serve every child who walks through their doors. We welcome the court's review of the constitutionality of Ohio's voucher system and believe it is important to ensure that state funding decisions align with the constitutional commitment to uphold and preserve a strong system of public education. Redirecting public dollars should never disadvantage the vast majority of students who attend public schools. Every student, regardless of background, ability, income, or circumstance, deserves the access to a high-quality education." Now, as of this morning, the District Court of Appeals has not made a decision regarding the case, which means that EdChoice continues. However, if they were to rule in favor of the voucher program, the case could be appealed to the Ohio Supreme Court. From there, the court could make the decision whether or not to hear the case, or they could decide to let the district's ruling stand. Heather, Sophia.
Laura, you mentioned public schools argue they lose essential funding when students leave to attend private schools. Now there's another challenge schools are facing with funds.
Sophia, for quite some time now, schools across the state have been struggling to pass levies, and new numbers from the Ohio Association of School Boards shows that support for school levies significantly dropped in May's primary election. Statewide, only about 36% of school levies passed. That's compared to about 65% last November. Education leaders say many districts are feeling pressure from inflation, rising costs, and growing frustration over property taxes. And districts warned that additional budget cuts could take place if additional funding is not approved soon. Reporting live, Laura Sandlin for WTOL 11.